Hello there, welcome to another great video game ideas not used podcast, GVGINU for short. As always, I'm Andre, and it is a pleasure to share my thoughts with you. Firstly, I would like to say Happy New Year to everyone. I kind of fell out of doing stuff for a little while, and I ended up missing the Gamers at Large podcast this past Sunday because I was on the road trying to get home during it from heading down from Rhode Island, and I just didn't get back in time, unfortunately. I was hoping I would be able to, but it just didn't work out that way, and I ended up missing out. But I've already accepted being in on this coming one for this weekend. So you guys won't miss me on it, hopefully. And thank you to my new subscribers as well as people who have already been subscribed and checking out my stuff. Thanks a ton. It seems like my channel is starting to grow some, and I'm happy with that. And I'll get on to my main point now. A little while ago, maybe like a month or two out, I had hinted at this idea of a Nintendo versus Capcom type of game back when I talked about how Nintendo could help Capcom dig themselves out of the grave that they put themselves in. And I also heard rumors about Mega Man Legends 3 coming to the Wii U now, so I mean, maybe they might have heard what I said, or maybe they had already had it in plans. I don't know, but we'll see. But let's get back to the main point. Nintendo versus Capcom, or Nintendo cross Capcom, Capcom cross Nintendo, whatever way you want to put it. This idea, it could be great. It could be massive. I mean, what I'm thinking right now, what I have, is pretty much small scale at the moment. I thought up the first character list for Nintendo and for Capcom, as well as how the game should play if it were to be made. It would be awesome, but just going with this. And yes, I thought up to 72 characters because I just wanted to do something really quick, but I didn't want it to be a small list. So, yeah, not everybody's going to like who I picked. I can tell you that, guys, that right now, but I think I picked some really good ones for the most part. Anyhow, let's go on to gameplay first. For those of you who have played the Power Stone duology, you would probably love this idea because the way I think the game should play would be very, very similar to that. Maybe a few minor tweaks and a few additions to make it, faster pace and a little bit more challenging, but Power Stone is the perfect template for this type of game. There's a few reasons why. Firstly, taking Power Stone 2, because that game was 4 players, the first one was only 2 players. Power Stone 2 allowed for 4 people to jump on a screen and you battled through a changing scenery, a changing area, at least on most of the stages. I can't recall all of them doing it, but I think for the most part that a lot of them did. Which would be great. And this also goes back to another game I played back on the PS2 called Barbarian. I actually still have it. That game was similar in how Power Stone worked, but it wasn't as fun in my eyes. It carried a much more serious tone, so it kind of didn't feel as fun as Power Stone did. But anyway, the game had it so that you could more or less fight stationary in one area, and if you knock someone through something, then all the characters jump to another area. It's kind of similar to how Dead or Alive worked, but just with like more than like 4 characters. Actually, I think with Barbarian they could have like 20 characters on the screen, 4 players, and then each player could have like 4 drones working for them. I think, not certain. I think that's how it was. I don't know for sure. But what Nintendo and Capcom could do, like I said, make it play like Power Stone, where you have your power-ups and items that drop in the screen on a constant, that just make the game fun, make it harder for people to just go in and pound out on someone, and they have to actually think strategically about how they move. And within all of that strategic planning of attack, because of the items that fall and things that you can pick up, it would make it so that there's pretty much a decent balance as long as you knew what you were doing to get to certain items and actually attack people, or be able to utilize characters' special techniques and things like that. I would love to see the Smash Ball incorporated from Smash Brothers, as well as the Power Stones from Power Stone, obviously. But I'd say the Power Stones, you pick them up, they give you the upgrade to your character once you collect enough of them. And the Smash Ball, you pick up at any point and you just set up to do a super move, much like in Smash Bros. Um, that way, like, it adds a layer of challenge as well, and people have to think which one am I going to go for the most? Am I going to try to get that Smash Ball, or am I going to try to get the gems and upgrade my character for maybe a 20-second period of time, or am I going to get the Smash Ball and try to wipe everyone out as soon as I can? At least that's how I see it. I mean, it could be any other way, but I'm just throwing out ideas. So, yeah. Before I get too stuck. My character list. Now, like I said, not everyone is going to like the characters that I picked. It's just quick thoughts and notes that I picked on. I mean, this wouldn't have to be the list of characters. I mean, it's just ones that I liked for the idea. So for Nintendo side first, from Super Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, and Bowser. From Fire Emblem, Ike, Beowulf, Marth, Roy, and Lyn. From The Legend of Zelda, Link, Zelda as a princess or as Sheik, or maybe being able to change between the two. Midna from Twilight Princess, Ganondorf, and Dark Link. Yeah, and I say Dark Link for a reason. Dark Link would have to have like a different playstyle. Maybe be a little bit more heavy-handed than Link, probably a little bit slower, but have different moves and just like a different style of attack. And from F-Zero, Captain Falcon, Samurai Goro, I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right. Mr. Ed, I think it's Mr. Ed. It's either Mr. Ed or Mr. Ed. I think it's Mr. Ed, E-A-D. I'm not exactly sure, so don't bite my head off on that. Leon, because, well, for me, he's like my favorite racer after F-Zero X. And Blood Falcon. Similar moveset to Captain Falcon, but still a different character, so he would have to be differentiated because he's a clone of Captain Falcon, essentially. So, yeah. And Black Shadow from F-Zero as well. And then to go on to Star Fox, Fox McCloud, obviously. Got tongue-tied. Falco Lombardi, Crystal, Wolf O'Donnell, and Panther Caruso. And from Earthbound, Ness, Lucas, Paula, and Pooh. From Kid Icarus, Pit, Medusa, Thanatos, I think that's how it's pronounced, Pyron, and Pandora. And finally, last but not least, from Metroid, Samus. Now, for the Capcom side, from Street Fighter, Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, Ibuki from Street Fighter 3, and Bison, or Vega, depending on your localization. From Mega Man, classic style Mega Man, classic style bass, Roll, Tron Bonne, Servbot, and Dr. Wily. More likely classic series Wily, not the Net Warrior series Wily, NT Warrior series Wily. Captain Commando, the lost and forgotten hero of Capcom. Captain Commando himself, Ginzu, Baby, Mac the Knife, and Scumicide. And Beautiful Joe, another like lost Capcom character. Beautiful Joe, Sexy Sylvia, Captain Blue Jr., Blade Master Alaster, Jet Black. From Darkstalkers, Morgan, Pyron, Arkansas. I think this is Cienko. Yeah, I think that's how it's pronounced. I don't think the H makes a sound. And Baby Bonnie Hood. And from Strider, Strider Hiryu, Strider Hien, Strider Kane, Strider Sheena, Kane and Sheena were in the NES game as well as the manga, and Grandmaster. From Power Stone, the game that the playstyle is coming from, Edward Falcon, Wang Tang, Rouge, and Gunrock. Those are my characters, just the characters I thought of off the top of my head. I didn't really have time to plan a full out list because I probably would have worked in 100 characters from each side, and I'm pretty sure that they could do it if they did it in that playstyle. And they could also make the game if the Wii U by that time would be, using two gamepad controllers and then the four controllers to play, like four pro controllers or whatever. They can make it 6-player local and maybe 12-player multiplayer online. And that would be acceptable in my eyes because this type of game would have to have a lot of action in it, and you would have to have massive arenas. And they could base the arenas off of the different franchises between the two companies, like they did with Capcom's done with the Versus series for Marvel vs. Capcom and for Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, as well as Street Fighter Cross Tekken and any other crossover games that they've done with any other company. I mean, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I don't really have any more to add to it, but if anybody else wants to throw an idea in the pot, go ahead and make a comment. I'm open to hearing them. I'm open to reading them. And I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say. So thank you for listening in. Keep your eyes and ears out for more of my stuff. And until the next time, enjoy your games.